What is going on, YouTube? This is your boy Vinny Balls, official, the Beast from the Northeast, bringing you my my first impressions video, like I said I would do this weekend on Tom Clancy's Wildland, Ghost Recon Wildlands, which I actually had the privilege of checking out the beta last week. For those of you who didn't check out the beta, I was actually invited by a friend of mine, Jay Money. He actually sent me the code and everything else, and set me all up with that. So Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands is an upcoming open-world tactical shooter video game in development by Ubisoft Paris. It will be the 10th installment in the Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon franchise and will be the first Ghost Recon game to feature an open-world environment. So now Ubisoft has been at this for like a while. If you remember, I mean, there was Ghost Recon. Ghost Recon's been around for like a minute. This game itself has been in development for 4 years, which you know, this is the first time they ever decided to use like an open world. Now the game takes place in Colombia, I want to say, or parts of Colombia. It is centered around the Santa Blanca cartel, which is a drug cartel that has somehow risen up the corporate ladder. I guess you could say that, like in terms, like in the way of like drug cartels. And yeah, and pretty much it's, you have to, the whole like thing here is to like try to like take down the cartel one by one, take out all their soldiers, take out their army in general, and I guess restore peace back to Colombia, which you know, they become so powerful that the president even said, hey, if you stop killing people, I'll turn my back, look the other way, and you know, you can continue doing what you're doing. And in turn, I mean, they became one of the most powerful drug cartels there is. So having said that, I do have a few complaints, or a few issues that I want to stress, I mean, about the game in general. I mean, not that, I mean, it's an open world game, which is amazing. I mean, my main complaint is really with the mechanics. I mean, from what I experienced, my first impressions, it wasn't really a great one. But then again, this is only the beta, and I mean, who knows, it can only get better. I'm not trying to sound like a complete dickhead here. I'm just saying, like, the shooting mechanics and even the movement, the mechanics in general just seem kind of stiff. I mean, the driving mechanics were just like mediocre. And the problem with this game is that if you don't have like a group of like friends that you know, some really good friends that to play with, things probably aren't going to work out in your favor. I mean, because you really need to open up them gates of communication, because I mean, it is a tactical stealth game, so you have to, if you're going to run your operations, you have to be able to communicate. I mean, you gotta be like one step ahead of each other. And for me, I got in here and it was probably only like you know, me and my nephew, Dakota Legitimate Gaming. Shout out to him for playing this game with me. And yeah, I mean, like, it's really nothing big. It's nothing amazing. I mean, the graphics look good. I mean, it's pretty basic for what you would expect for you know, the current generation that we have right now, the PS4, Xbox One. I mean, it's mediocre. The entire game is. I mean, for the time being, I mean, that's where I'm gonna like leave it at, because like I said, you know, if they've had 4 years to like develop this game, and I mean, really, they really did nothing like in the way of like mechanics. I'm not trying to talk down the game intentionally. I'm just telling you what I experienced, my opinion, my thoughts, and everything else. I mean, it could in the future be a good game, you know. So I'm not ready yet to say, you know, I'm not going to give it a chance. I mean, who knows, you know, give it a little bit more time. I mean, its initial release date isn't until like until March, you know. Its release date coming out until March sometime. So they do have some time to like polish it up, make improvements on it. And you know, hopefully they do. I mean, hopefully, I mean, this was just like a beta test. They could like run that just to see like what issues players had with it. And I'm surprised, I mean, because they pumped this game up so much, and it was surprising to find there wasn't really many people that were on that were like really wanted to test this beta, honestly. I mean, it was kind of one of those like hit and miss things, you know. It's like you get in there and you play for a little while, and you know, things don't like work out, you know. It's just how it is, I guess, you know. But I mean, I have yet to say, I mean, one thing that I think is cool is that you can actually, if you keep it like it's third person and first person, so you can like when you go to pull up your gun and you go to like aim, I mean, you can like if you have the settings right, it switches like seamlessly from like third person to first person. I don't know if that's your kind of thing. Definitely not my kind of thing. I kept it in third person. Yeah, about the mechanics again. I mean, I thought they could have done like a little bit better. I mean, because you look at a game like The Division, which you know, I mean, it might be the same case scenario with this. I mean, they pumped The Division up, and I guess they sold like 8 million copies or so. And you know, people get on there, they play for a little while, they get tired of it. But one thing that I did like about The Division that I didn't see in this was the fluency. I mean, the movement of your character, being able to move from you know, from spot to spot like so easily. That wasn't in this game. It's kind of I mean, the best way I can explain it is it's kind of a mashup between you know, like Rainbow Six Siege and a little bit of The Division, and then a little bit of like every game that Ubisoft has done. I wasn't overall I wasn't impressed, and I don't even know if that's a real word. Is that a real word, overall? I don't think it is, but overall I wasn't impressed. But again, like I said, this is just my first opinion, and you know, opinions, my first impression, my first opinion. You know, opinions like assholes, everybody has one. I'm not trying to be an asshole, but you know, a game that's been 4 years in development, you think they could have done a little bit more. I mean, even the shoot mechanics, it was kind of hard to really, you know, get your target, pick it out, and take it down. As you can see in this, I actually got slaughtered. I mean, they brought me to the slaughter, and they just like, you know, they cut me up. It wasn't good at all. I mean, again, that goes to say, you know, like maybe if I had like a few more people that were playing this game, that maybe it might have worked out a little bit better. Again, you gotta really communicate if you hope to like pull off your objectives and complete your tasks and everything else. And yeah, that just didn't happen for me. Again, you know, like I said, I only had my nephew in there DLG with me, and he was like the only one that was like willing to play with me. Again, just a mediocre game. I mean, if I was a film critic, I'd have to, you know, like, I'd give this game like a 3.5 stars from what I've seen so far. But, you know, again, having said that, you know, I mean, there could be some improvements that could be made. Again, it's only the beta, so, you know, check back with me in a few months, and, you know, I'll let you know. I mean, if I decide to go and buy this game, I'm not in a rush to go out and buy it. Again, like, because I said, you know, I wasn't impressed. But, you know, it is what it is. But, anyways, you guys, hope you're having a great weekend. This has been a Vinny Balls official production. And, you know, I'm going to be doing some Resident Evil, Biohazard Resident Evil 7 gameplay coming up here soon. You know, I'll have that up for you, like, tomorrow. Anyways, you guys, have a great weekend. I'll see you in the next video. Peace. I'm about to run out of, like, battery.
Gather your intel. Learn who the players are. Learn their methods. Then destroy them.
Oh, so you're already going, man. You give me a chance to do anything.